Picture this. Dr. Hatch Salmon, a man of size and seniority, finds himself lost in the bustling streets of Tokyo. Why? He got on the wrong flight. Imagine a man, shaped like a barrel and as old as a well-aged whiskey, wading through the sea of people on narrow sidewalks. Dr. Salmon, with eyes as red as a sunset and breath that could knock out a sumo wrestler, is on a mission. A mission for what, you ask? For the holy grail of culinary delights, fine cheese and whiskey. But alas, our intrepid gastronome is having a bit of a pickle. Tokyo, it seems, is playing hide-and-seek with his beloved treats. With every step, every turn, every alley he explores, he finds himself further from his goal. Frustration brews in Dr. Salmon's heart, simmering and bubbling like a pot of hot miso soup. Fueled by whiskey and indignation, he sneers at the locals, calling them backwards and uncivilized for their lack of appreciation for his beloved cheese and whiskey. In a fit of cultural experimentation, Dr. Salmon decides to try some local sushi. But alas, the sake and sushi didn't quite hit it off. Now, picture our cheese-loving, whiskey-chasing, sake-saturated doctor attempting to wrap his taste buds around a platter of sushi. It was a scene of gastronomic bravery, or perhaps folly. With a grimace that could curdle milk, Dr. Salmon chomped down on a piece of raw tuna. It was a battle of East meets West in his stomach, and it was clear who was winning. The sake-soaked sushi made a quick exit, much to the horror of the restaurant patrons and staff. The good doctor's face took on a shade of green that would make a ripe avocado jealous. But did our intrepid gastronaut admit defeat? No, sir. He wiped his mouth, belched an apology, and declared, "I need American whiskey." With his stomach on the rocks and his pride wounded, Dr. Salmon stumbles out of the restaurant, more determined than ever to find his whiskey. After causing quite a ruckus outside a convenience store, the local law enforcement decides it's time for Dr. Salmon to cool off. The good doctor, his senses dulled by an excess of sake, finds himself face to face with Tokyo's finest. As the blue-clad officers approach, he starts to weave a tale of his wealth and his legendary cheese collection. "I'm a millionaire, I tell you," he slurs with a defiant swagger. "I have the best cheese in the world. You people don't know anything about fine cuisine." His words echo down the Tokyo streets, a symphony of inebriation and high dairy standards. The officers, however, are less than impressed, their faces cracking into amused smiles as they listen to his outlandish claims. With a patience that rivals the aging process of a fine Gouda, they lead him away. His protests and rants about rare cheeses follow them, filling the night air with an absurd yet oddly poignant melody. Despite his protests, Dr. Salmon finds himself spending the night in a Tokyo jail cell, dreaming of his precious cheese and whiskey. Sitting in his cold, damp cell, Dr. Salmon ponders his misadventures and makes a solemn vow. The Tokyo night whispers through the bars, its eerie sounds a far cry from his cozy den back home, where his precious cheese collection awaits. Each wheel, each block of cheese is like a friend, their textures and tastes etched into his memory. His mind wanders back across the Pacific to his homeland, where his beloved whiskey slumbers in oak barrels. A pang of regret hits him. The allure of cheese and whiskey, his twin passions, has led him astray, pulling him into a whirlwind of chaos and confusion. "Never again," he murmurs to himself. "Never again will I let my love for cheese and whiskey land me in such a pickle." His resolve is as firm as the rind of his favourite Stilton. As sleep claims our weary traveller, he dreams of the exquisite cheeses and the elusive whiskey. And thus ends the misadventures of Dr. Salmon in Tokyo, a tale of culture, chaos and cheese.